You were in Kumasi, you watched the game. I like us to look at the, that draw with an eye on the return leg in Abuja and how we could possibly secure that ticket, because that is a Herculean task, my brother.
Yeah, look, all the 5 matches that are going on in Africa are difficult for all the 10 teams involved.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to have it easy. It doesn't matter the result from the first leg. Nobody's going to have it easy. And the same applies to Ghana. Let me ask you this question. On paper, who is more likely to score goals, Ghana or Nigeria?
Nigeria, of course.
Nigeria more likely to score goals. Now, in order for Ghana to score Nigeria, we need them to commit. Are 2 opportunities in the game. You look at that Osman Bukari chance. It happened when Nigeria had committed. So it means that, first of all, it means 2 things. First of all, we don't necessarily have that attacking threat to be able to carve teams open by heart. So then, in order to score goals, you have to first of all defend well, lure them in, and then counter them. That is how we are going to get our goals. So then, I understand why Otuado went with Jordan Ayew. I don't agree with Fatah Isahaku, but with Jordan Ayew, I perfectly understand. Gideon Mensah had a good game, 50% due to his defensive work and 50% due to what Jordan Ayew did for him down that side. Jordan was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant defensively.
He really was.
And that is, you see, you can't overlook that because, yes, his profile may be an attacker, but per the system.
Look, his all-round performance was super.
He was fantastic.
That's why I didn't personally understand the boost, and I totally disagree with the boost.
And I blame the coaches for
I agree
exactly.
with you on that. I agree with you. He shouldn't have lasted as long as he did.
Look, we need him. We don't have anybody in that profile
He's one
to
of our
do that
experienced
job.
players.
Exactly, to do that job against Nigeria. That defensive wing play, we don't have anybody like that. We saw Joseph Pinsel at the AFCON. Offensively, he was nice to watch, but defensively, he was a liability.
Yeah.
Fatah Isahaku also showed defensively he's a liability. The time Osman Bukari came on, he didn't necessarily have to do a lot of defensive work because at that point, if you noticed, Eguavon was telling his guys to calm down. He looked at
they
the
were
time.
okay with the result.
They were very fine with the result. So Nigeria were not attacking at that point. It was the onus was on the Black Stars to try and get the goal. And the time he came, of course, as I said, he didn't necessarily have to do a lot of defensive work. So for Jordan Ayew, I believe he needs to start. What I agree with Coach is the deployment of Thomas Partey and that building from the back with the 3-back system. It won't work. It is not going to work. Why? Because you see, even when you have a proper 3-back system with 3 defenders, the guy who carries the ball, first of all, has good passing range. And second of all, the key thing is can pass under pressure.
Yes.
That is very essential.
When you say that, all I'm thinking about is Jorginho.
Look, you have to have the ability to pass under pressure because after 1 try, 2 tries, now the opposition will start pressing high, as Nigeria were doing. They were not just pressing high, but they were blocking spaces between himself and Thomas Partey. So as soon as the ball was given to him, when they were approaching him, his first instinct is to just hit it long. And you see, he wasn't passing. If you look at the sort of passes in quotes he hit, he was just kicking the ball away.
Because of the pressure.
There was too much pressure. Baba Idrissi.
Yes.
He was just kicking the ball away. And you see, that defeats the purpose of playing from the back. Because playing from the back is to keep possession of the ball and trying to build from the back. But if you are kicking the ball anytime you are pressed, then you are not the person supposed to be there. So it's 2 things. Either, and a lot of people will not agree, but if you want that system to work,
they'll go back 3.
Either you go back, even if you want to insist on using one of your midfield players, I say bring Partey into that.
Yes, maybe put
No,
Partey.
he's probably the best press-resistant midfielder in world football at the moment.
Exactly.
Partey
So drop
is
him in that
brilliant.
role.
Instead of Baba Idrissi. Because Partey has that ability, even from deep, to
can
pick
see
passes.
the pass.
He can see passes, he can pick them. And you see, that was my problem because I was wondering why the coaches were not reacting to it. It was,
And you see, just to help you with your point, in fact, you remember the penalty incident?
Yes,
exactly.
Perfect example.
Exactly.
That's exactly
Because
what
you
you're
see,
saying.
what
2
should have-
Nigerian players.
What should have happened once Wolacott gave the ball to him? And you see, people are blaming Wolacott, but that is playing from the back. Even when there's pressure, you have to
But
have that
it's instruction.
It's instruction. He passed the ball. Baba, what do you do? Pass it back to Wolacott. Simple.
You can't see
And you
from
remember
the-
after the incident, Baba was blaming Walakwa. They asked him not to give him why he gave him the ball. But why shouldn't he
Why
give him?
shouldn't he give you the
no,
ball?
see,
Simply pass back
Two
to
things. Wolacott had a better view. So he should also be told that when your player is under pressure.
No, you see,
But
coach,
you
it's-
see, Baba touched the ball a
it's-
few
it's-
times.
I'm coming.
And
I'm
Walakott's
coming.
point was that he didn't need
Just
to
pass
touch the
it
ball
back.
as many
Exactly,
times as
just
so.
pass it back to him and we continue
So
playing.
therefore, the two gentlemen have a responsibility under what happened. In passing the ball, you the keeper, you should watch. And I'm sure that, I don't know whether he communicated to him, that man on. That
Give it
would
back
have,
to me.
That would have prompted Idrisu to give it back to so that he clears the ball. So either there was lack of communication or Baba was stubborn, believing in his ability.
His own
Look,
abilities.
but for VAR,
That was a penalty they would have given it. Actually, he gave it.
Look,
Daniel, finish your point.
Baba should just have passed the ball. It's a simple, basic passing from the
Should
back.
have, could have, not important now.
No, it just highlights his inability to play or pass the ball under pressure.
So suppose what you're saying,
Yes,
if
so
we're going that system,
it was a
better
setup.
use Partey.
Exactly. You set Baba up to fail because we all knew Baba can't pass. Everybody knows he can't pass under pressure. And saying he can't pass doesn't mean he can't see his player and pass. Modern day football, you should be able to pass under
That's
pressure.
not to say he wasn't good. He was excellent.
He was excellent, but from an offensive point, you see, and that's why a lot of people are overlooking.
That's it.
Our offensive build-up was mainly
Based on
dependent on that system, playing from the back. If we couldn't get it right, we're never going to be a threat offensively, and that's my point. So you see, if we are going into the second leg, my point is that defensive solidity needs to be paramount. That should be the first thing. I don't think we should be overly concerned about how to score because we must not score from the get-go. It's not a must.
stay in there.
Stay in there for as long as
60,
possible.
70
Nigeria
minutes.
Wait for them to
pressure
make
is on
mistakes.
them. If you listen to what is going on, they are disappointed they didn't beat Ghana.
They are.
They are disappointed their attack couldn't threaten Ghana. So the onus is on them to attack. They will commit. If you go and you try and match them 2-2, you will lose. It is a fact. You will lose. So match them 2-2. Don't match them 2-2 in terms of attacking. Let them come, and they will come at you. And that is where our strength lies. With Afenajan's pace, with Kudus on the ball, with Jordan Ayew, who is excellent when it comes to drawing players towards him.
Yeah.
You see, we don't have a player with his profile. He may not be exciting to watch, but he does a job. And that's why, you see, ask yourself this question. You constantly criticize him for not scoring goals, for not giving assists. But Crystal Palace playing every time.
Yeah.
The Black Stars playing every time, regardless of the coach. It should tell you something. Some players are not beautiful to watch. When you put on your TV, you don't want to see them play because they don't make you happy. But they fit that system. They are so essential to the system that you cannot take them out. And that is Jordan Ayew. So look, we have a very good chance. As long as we didn't concede at home, we have a very good chance. And we have that avenue to score. And I feel that is on a counter-attack.
Okay.
So buy your time for as long as possible.
Just 1
If
minute.
we stay in that game, and as coach say, if we stay in that game after 60 minutes, I'm very, very sure we will get
Look,
it.
so let me tell the coaches, if the unexpected were to happen,
Which is us conceding first.
which is we consider first, don't be afraid. Go for it. Don't be afraid at all, especially
Because what's there to lose after all?
there's-
You're losing
yeah,
1-0 half. So.
and we are going out. Or
Yeah.
we will be going out. Look, if by the time about 30 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go, and we are down, the attacking changes will have to be made. Nobody should be reactive.
Be bold.
Be bold and go for it. And now begin to tell everybody that let's go for it.
Because to be honest, I would rather for us to lose 3-0 fighting hard than go and try to play safe and lose 1-0 and still go out. What's the point?
I don't want it that way.
What's the
That's
point?
what I'm saying.
I don't want to lose 3-0.
After
That may be you, but I don't
after
want
one,
to-
No,
after
I said
60 minutes,
going at it. Like there's a way to.
What is fighting hard? If you concede 3 goals, you definitely didn't do something right. So it's
Yeah,
not
that's
fighting
it.
hard.
No, what
see-
I'm
you
saying
see, you
that
don't-
in conceding 3 before if it is 1-0 and we
And then you
and we
keep
go
the-
for it
and
and
you
we
don't
end up
attack.
conceding 3,
I
so
mean,
be it.
and
No,
that's
so not be it.
but I don't know,
Why
it's
would you
a
go?
qualification.
No.
Okay. All right, guys.